Mr. Zuckerberg's VR gimmick had us all thinking the metaverse was dead.
Now he's getting dragged on the internet for how ugly the graphics of this game are.
But then,
early days of the metaverse.
A LEGO Metaverse experience.
A metaverse that's safe for children.
Fortnite LEGO happened, and with it the true meaning of the metaverse, without VR goggles. After 18 months in the making, the LEGO-themed metaverse for kids has finally landed, available inside Fortnite alongside 2 other new experiences, and it's nothing short of a big bang.
I don't want to go!
How many times it's changing?
Keeps on going.
So with all that big bang, is the metaverse the future of gaming after all? And what does it have to do with the Fortnite LEGO version? Well, I'll explain it all in this video because this is setting new standards for how we create, play, learn, engage with brands in a virtual world, and man, for how to light up the Las Vegas sphere. But first, what was the metaverse again?
The metaverse is like, it's real, but it ain't real, but then again, it is real.
Yes and no. Check this out. You see these 3 galaxies here? These galaxies represent gateways to very unique adventures with its own unique flavor, all within the Fortnite universe and all interconnected. And I think this is the best example to explain the metaverse concept. Now, let's jump into one of those worlds. In the LEGO world, you'll be inside the LEGO-verse, where kids today can get all cozy and explore, build, craft, and just hang out in the survival adventure game. No guns, just axes, swords, and crossbows, and generally all super kid-friendly, sort of like a LEGO version of Minecraft, and perfectly matching LEGO's brand values. But the journey doesn't end here. We can leave this world and hop over to the next one, another reality, so to speak. In this case, the rocket racing experience. All without downloading a whole new game. Now, jumping into the next reality, you'll be in a music rhythm game that you can play both solo or with friends and just vibe to the jam tracks, music icons, concerts, and stages. And many, many more such realities to come, all within the same shared digital space. And if you wonder how this all comes together, take a look at the Fortnite menu. Here, it looks like this. Each tile is a unique adventure. Now you might think, this looks just like many mini games within a game. And yep, that's it, you're right. That's what the metaverse in essence actually is. One grand virtual space, a platform so to say, with many smaller virtual spaces in it, all interconnected. Like the internet, just in 3D. A third-dimensional version of the internet.
Does it even have the internet? What's the internet? Come on.
Yeah, back in the 70s and 80s, we were just as confused about what the internet is, how it looks like, and what it would do. Everything was just theory at first. Just like today with the metaverse, where it's mostly theory for now. And not just with one definition, but with many, multiple different definitions of what the metaverse is. But this guy here says it best.
I think that the closest things that we currently can see to metaverse-like experiences are games like Fortnite, Roblox, Minecraft, where you've got a bunch of people running around in a space. They're all experiencing the same space at the same time, but the idea is you're going to a place and you're sharing it with other people.
That's Neil Stephenson, the guy who coined the term metaverse in his book Snow Crash. The concept of a shared virtual space dates back to 1938, where a French poet uses the term VR in his essay. Following the birth of the internet, multiplayer online games like Ultima Online, EverQuest, or World of Warcraft emerge, all early examples of a shared virtual world. And with blockchain tech emerging around 2009, we see sci-fi stories like Ready Player One pop up, depicting the metaverse the way we want it. A vast, immersive virtual universe where users escape their reality. Now here is why potentially people get confused, because of people like this guy.
I'm gonna be spending the next 100 metaverse days in this headset.
Or this guy.
I'll be spending 24 hours inside the metaverse.
Or that guy.
I spent a week alone in the metaverse.
Because all of those make you believe that the metaverse only exists or is accessible through VR goggles. Like this one, Zuckerberg's Horizon Worlds, heavily banking on VR, really just missed the broader picture of the metaverse. Meta was way too focused on VR as the only gateway, which simply didn't appeal to the broad mass and failed to provide a more accessible virtual experience. So it's just really misleading to think that the metaverse only exists within VR headsets.
Do not need AR and VR in order to build the metaverse.
Yep, VR is just one way to access the future metaverse. And the reason I say future is because today we have a sea of separate metaverse apps emerging. All separate virtual worlds in which people build economic and social connections. This guy, and this guy, and many, many other guys, for instance, they were in an app called VR Chat, a social game to hang out with others virtually. But that's just one out of many, with the most famous one being Second Life from 2003, 20 years ago. And it was an early virtual world where your avatar would do real people stuff like buy stuff, sell stuff, listen to music, buy property, flirt, have meetings. But again, they are not the metaverse. Not one single app can claim to be the metaverse. All these apps are all just individual pieces, fragments of the metaverse.
Rule number one is that there's only the metaverse. There's not a bunch of metaverses.
Exactly. And for it to become the metaverse, these virtual worlds need to be interconnected. Meaning, you should be able to move from one virtual world to another, including all your items and assets you purchased in these worlds. Imagine this, you're shopping in a virtual mall in one app, and then with a click of a button, you're attending a concert in another app with the clothes you just bought for your 3D avatar. No logging out, no separate accounts, no download of another app. It's like websites on the internet, which are all linked up but reachable from one single browser or device. Yet, they are all part of one giant web. The metaverse will be the same, just in 3D virtual spaces, accessible either through phones, laptops, VR or AR for you to escape your reality. Or to pay taxes. South Korean's capital has launched the world's first urban metaverse app, where you create your avatar, visit top attractions, visit the mayor's office, or pay your taxes. It's a $180 million metaverse project integrating AR and VR into the city's daily operations by 2026. The European Commission has been diving deep into tech implications as well, including the metaverse and AI, like ChatGPT. And over in Japan, big names like Fujitsu and Mitsubishi are teaming up to build an open metaverse. They're working on this project called Ryukugoku to boost Japan's metaverse economic zone. So yeah, from Seoul to Tokyo, from virtual cities to gaming worlds, the metaverse is going to shape up to be a game changer on all sorts of fronts, whether that's in sustainability, education, healthcare, tourism, and brands. Ever heard of Nikeland? That's Nike making its mark in the metaverse through gaming platform Roblox. On Roblox, you can enter Nikeland and play a bunch of different experiences. But Nike didn't stop there. Since the metaverse is still fragmented and all over the place, they've launched into Fortnite as well, with their Airphoria map expanding their virtual footprint across different gaming platforms. And at some point, every company, every brand would want to have its own virtual metaverse app. And it's not going to be just a bunch of ads everywhere. It's going to be a place where you can actually drive the latest car model of your favorite manufacturer or engage with Frank's Red Hot. They also jumped into the metaverse, reimagining Fortnite's Floor's Lava game. They created an island where players were encouraged to dive into Flava, even if it meant losing, making the act of losing as fun as winning. While gamers had fun, so did Frank's Red Hot, with a 10% year-over-year sales increase of their hot sauce, surpassing any of its previous Super Bowl impression numbers, with over 1 billion earned impressions in the US alone. Ever heard of AFC Richmond in FIFA 23? Yeah, that's Ted Lasso's fictional team turned real in-game. It generated 13 billion media impressions in just a month, and it became the 17th most played team out of 700. Over 2,000 articles later, and this FIFA partnership generated more social buzz than Ted Lasso's Emmy win. No paid ads, just pure fan love. And the kicker, streaming of Ted Lasso on Apple TV Plus shot up by a whopping 35% as well. And Fortnite has been bringing brands into its universe for a while now. From Travis Scott concert to John Wick, Ed Sheeran, Ariana Grande, or that wild Coachella party, Fortnite's been pulling in the big names and big crowds. The Travis Scott concert, for example, had over 45 million people tuning in. Now, if you look at some of the Metaverse concerts, whether in Fortnite or Roblox, the attendance numbers are all in the millions. Meanwhile, the top 10 largest stadiums in the world have a combined capacity of only 1.1 million. And with Fortnite's ability to run live experiences at massive scale, well, it was the perfect fit for LEGO. While LEGO has opened 155 new physical stores in 2022, with revenue soaring by 17%, they know that they too have to create the LEGO brand universe also digitally. So much so, they created their own Metaverse department called LEGO Games, standing for games, activations, and Metaverse experiences, and job boards that look like this. But LEGO tried to get Metaverse ready since 2002, with games like LEGO Universe, Chima Online, and Minifigures Online. And after those failed, including a cancelled partnership with Mojang and a not-so-successful LEGO Worlds, they've partnered up with legacy franchise that had it all going already, Fortnite, a game targeted at teens. So, to make it a bit more kid-friendly, both LEGO and Epic Games are all in to make the Metaverse for kids safe and age-appropriate, because their internet never really was built with kids in mind. Safety for kids was more of an afterthought. And that's why both companies want to make sure that this next iteration of the internet, the Metaverse, is built by players and for players with all ages in mind from the beginning. So things like voice and text chatting, as well as purchasing, are disabled. And lots of other things require parental consent or parental PIN. And players under 18 automatically get a version with text and voice chat turned off. These are just a few examples out of many in how LEGO and Epic Games are looking into making the Metaverse safe and kid-friendly. And the strategy is working. LEGO is now up on place 59 on the list of top 100 brands, up by 4 places. I think it's really great to see LEGO taking its role in developing the safe online environment for kids, because it is a mess out there. It is so messy, it's really hard for parents to just really safely navigate through this digital world for their kids, because trust online in companies is not always given. We've seen the internet stumble with safety and privacy issues for a while, right? So here's our shot at getting it right with the Metaverse. Because the way LEGO does it could become a really good blueprint or a really good model for other brands as well, because the one killer feature of the Metaverse is and always will be social interactions. So safety for both adults and children should be front and center. And learning from the past, we can build a virtual world that's safe, cool, and works for everyone. It's a chance to make a digital universe way more awesome and way less problematic than the early days of the internet. And for that, major countries and major companies are coming together and creating what's called the Open Metaverse Standards Forum. All about folks from different tech places coming together to make sure the Metaverse works smoothly and everyone's on the same page. Think of it as setting the rules for a game where everyone can play fair and have a blast. It's like building the Metaverse backbone so it can be the awesome place we all want it to be. And while some companies like Microsoft, Disney, and even Meta are unsure about their Metaverse initiatives, LEGO is doubling down on the idea of constructing it inside the Fortnite metaverse. And while they nailed all things policy, they're also innovating. LEGO has filed patents for their metaverse ambitions, such as scanning and translating minifigures to the virtual world. This patent right here is super interesting because it lets you snap a photo of your LEGO build, and the app adds a cool digital effect like a ghost or something, just to bring it all to life. And to bring more brands to life in the metaverse, more and more companies are recognizing the importance of staying culturally relevant and meeting people where they are, which is mainly in games. Most of us already spend our spare time gaming, so it makes sense to dive into the metaverse through games. Games in particular are the best gateway to bring about the metaverse anyways, because the foundational elements of game mechanics and environments is already exactly what the metaverse needs. Missions, leveling up, walking, jumping, flying around, simulating real-life stuff in virtual worlds. Games have the Metaverse framework ready. And that's exactly why the Metaverse is picking up in the gaming industry or within games first. Because in games you already have a digital you next to your physical you. Soon your house, your work, your company, heck, even your last Lego brick will have a digital version of itself in the 3D internet. So it's like we're all part of this giant digital Lego set where we can build, play, and connect in ways we've never imagined before. What you do and what you own online will really mean something, just like in the real world. So, but while brands are getting smarter about how they can hang out with us online, we shouldn't get all too comfy just yet. I mean, we're all hanging out in these digital worlds here and there, but they're all still sort of doing their own thing. You know, it's like Fortnite, Minecraft, Roblox, or South Korea's Metaverse app. They're cool and all, but they're all like separate islands in this huge digital ocean for now. So what's the game plan? Well, the next big era in gaming is here, and with it, a new economy of the Metaverse. And if we want this to work properly, we gotta start thinking big, like really, really, really big. What I mean by that is that we're talking about moving from these closed-off digital playgrounds to a shared world. Imagine a universe where you can jump from Minecraft to Fortnite, from Lego to Rocket League to, my God, Snoop Dogg's world if you want to. It's all about breaking down those walls. And for that, we need solid standards, rules to keep the bad stuff out, and a level of interoperability based on whatever file format that allows for moving seamlessly between metaverse to metaverse. Of course, it's not gonna happen overnight, but we're heading in the right direction. Every genre, every game, they all have a role to play in this huge digital melting pot. Because let's face it, we don't want the metaverse to be all chopped up and fragmented like all these social apps on our phone. So a new kind of economy in the metaverse is emerging. It might be early, it might be slow, but it's real. And it's going to be meaningful. And the Lego Fortnite collab, well, that's the blueprint for Metaverse done right. And it's just the beginning of a massive digital shift.